Trolls. To blow up lands. Trolls. Need some spicy Time Spiral Remastered reprints, maybe some cool old border cards? Well, you can pre-order Time Spiral Remastered now from our sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Meme or Dream, the series where we take lists that Wizards publishes from Arena saying they got 6 wins in a row or more at Platinum rank or better in best of 3. Put them through the test, see, are they a meme and as bad as they look, or could they be a dream hiding behind some janky exterior? And this week, on one hand, you have a kind of functional looking deck. It's essentially a weird ramp deck. So in the early game, I mean, we got Wolfwillow Havens and Cultivate, Scale the Heights, Savels, all to ramp us into our big stuff. The unique part of this deck is what our big stuff is. Yeah, there's a couple of Genesis ultimatums. Yeah, we take extra turns, but really, we're trying to ramp into Waking the Trolls, to blow up lands, make a bunch of trolls, trying to ramp into Battle of Frosted Fire is like a weird sweeper, and we have Lithoform Engine to potentially copy things like Waking the Trolls to make them even more devastating. So the plan looks functional. It's definitely not normal, but this is also not like Ashiok Planeswalker deck or something where you read the list and you're just like, I don't understand what's happening here. How could this ever win a game? Like, this does have a functional plan. Of course, it is Meme or Dream, which means no sideboard, somehow, always. One thing I've been wondering about Meme or Dream, and leave me your feedback in the comments. So when we have these no sideboard decks, do you think that the series would be better if partway through our episode, we add a sideboard to the deck? Like, let's say we're playing this deck, we go through a couple of matches, talk about how we don't have a sideboard. Do you think it would be better to be like, okay, like, here's how I would build a sideboard and put the sideboard in the deck? Or do you think it's better just to play through the entire thing with no sideboard? So that's something I've been wondering about, because obviously no sideboard in best of 3 is just strictly worse than a sideboard, almost regardless of what cards. You can put in Aegeus Turtle, slam 4 Aegeus Turtles in there, and technically you're making your deck better, even though it's Aegeus Turtle in your sideboard. So anyway, that's our deck for this week. Weird sideboardless Saga Ramp. So let's play some games. Find out, is it a meme or a dream? Alright, on to match 1. Up against Yorion, of course. Okay. Well, so, good news is our ramp stuff can be good against Yorion. Bad news is our sweepers are probably not optimal. Play this on red. Wolfwillow Haven. Pass the turn. I mean, if we can, man, another ramp spell to get down Waking the Trolls early would be spectacular. I assume our opponent's going to try to Doom Foretell us. Opponent snags Yorion. More lands. Well, let's foretell. Play an island. Pass the turn. Might cycle this second trio. Opponent. Unfortunately, Storm's Wrath is pretty not great against Yorion. Doesn't even kill it. Opponent plays a land. And I mean, we're 2 turns away from doing things. Casting 6 mana stuff, which is nice. In a perfect world, we can Waking the Trolls, have it stick for a turn, and then Alrund's Epiphany to speed up the actual trolling. Unfortunately, now we actually have less lands than our opponent. Opponent's going to Lithoform Blade us, okay. Yeah. And pass. Well, another Wolfwillow Haven. And a forest. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know. So one weird thing about this deck we didn't talk about is Waking the Trolls specifically cares about lands. And Wolfwillow Haven, and Savell for that matter, are ramp spells that don't actually add lands to the battlefield, which is a little awkward. Like, right now we've ramped twice, but we still technically have the same number of lands as our opponent. Triome. And passing. Well, no Doom Foretold's nice. Let's cycle the Triome. Maze Mind Tome's not bad. 2 Maze Mind Tomes. Well. Yeah, I mean, I guess we get trolling. Wagging the Trolls. Blow up the Triome. Land on blue. Go. Well, our opponent needs to answer this Waking the Trolls, or they might be in a bit of trouble. We have the extra turn spell, so this gets to go fully off if we untap with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we're only going to get like 2 trolls, but still. Secondarily questionable thing about this deck. Storm's Wrath in a deck built around 4/4 trolls. Opponent. Did they not hit a land? That would be spectacular. Well, I think we're actually in pretty good shape here. Wow, they didn't, and we did. All right, so we will get back a Triome. Play a Pathway. Elrod's Epiphany. Maze Mind's Tome. Scry. Yes, we will keep that. Wait, does this mean we just win instantly? So we go to our main phase. We get Trolls. 3 of them. Elrod's Epiphany. Draw a card. Go attacking. Upkeep. Scry. Come on, one more Epiphany. Storm's Wrath. Definitely do not want Storm's Wrath. To the bottom. Draw. Savell. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Down to 2. Maze Mind's Tome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let's Maze Mind's Tome, Wolf Willowhaven. I don't think we're going to Savell because our opponent's one out to this is a Wrath. Well, alright, no Wrath. Whew! Well, that went surprisingly well. Apparently some trolls are actually kind of good in Standard. Alright, on to round 2. Well, I mean, we're going to keep this. Battle of Frost and Fire doesn't do anything, but that is what happens when you don't believe in sideboarding. Sometimes you're going to have dead cards. That is a big value to having a sideboard is if you have cards that just do nothing in a matchup, you can take them out and play something else. Alright, Crack Fabled Passage, thin the deck. We have so many lands. Thinning the deck seems good. Snow-Covered Forest, and Lithoform Engine. Well, Lithoform Engine is going to be sweet eventually. Hopefully. Or this might be the game where we get got by Doom Foretold. Doom Foretold does seem good against us. I think our main plan is this Genesis Ultimatum, really. Booted. Plains Yorion. Well, crack this. Grab a snow-covered island. Well, you know what? Let's play Savell. I don't know if it'll live, but making some Icy Manalus, I guess, is a way to ramp. Also, another card of ours that dies to our own sweepers. Alright, opponent has Skyclave Apparition. Sure. Well, at least that means our Battle of Frost and Fire does something. Opponent. Tap land. Well, let's foretell. Play the Triome. Go. We could have ran out Lithoform Engine. The problem is our opponent can just Yorion, Blink, Exile, which is not great. So blue, blue, red, green, blue. All right. I mean, we're probably going to be able to cast Genesis Ultimatum on time. I guess next turn we're probably just Battle of Frost and Firing. Land for our opponent. Yeah, play this on blue. Battle of Frost and Fire. Not a giant. Skyclave down, pass the turn. We would like this to stick around long enough for us to scry, because scrying is going to make sure that we hit our Genesis Ultimatum mana. Fabled Passage cracks it. And Elspeth conquers death. Battle in Frost and Fire. Ooh, Okay, so blue, blue, blue. Alright, let's play this. Crack this for green. Elrond's Epiphany. Go attack it. Untap. Pay this on blue. Genesis Ultimatum. Get Awaking the Trolls. Blow up a Triome. Go attacking. About it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately, we can't cast our big stuff because of this Elspeth Conqueror's Death. We need that to go away. Opponent land cracks it. So we might be stuck like Maze Mind's Toming next turn, which is awkward, but Yorion, blink, resets, blah, blah, blah. Elspeth Conqueror's Death, Yorion is obnoxious. Yeah, we can't cast that. Well, play Maze Mind's Tome, draw a card. Land on green. Foretell. Go. We really need this Elspeth Conqueror's Death to go away. This Elspeth Conqueror's Death is the cause of all of our heartache at the moment. Opponent. Oh, we could really be doing things. If we could get that Lithoform Engine down, we almost have enough mana that we can start copying stuff, but Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Garrick. Okay. Wow, ticks down to hit a token. Sure.
I've had enough of you.
Opponent. Well, this does mean we don't want to... Alright, let's scry. This does mean we don't want to kill Garrick. Scale the Height's going to go bottom. Draw a Triome. Well, Waking the Trolls. Blow up a Triome. Play a Triome. No attacks. Elspeth Conqueror's Death, finally out of here. Gets a Skyclave, but the Skyclave doesn't do that much. Yeah, snags a Maze Mind's Tome. Opponent. Makes some wolves. And... What you got about it? What do you got? Oh my god, another Elspeth Conquers Death. They never end. Alright. Well, we'll draw. Yeah, it's Genesis Ultimatum. And I guess Foretell? No attacks. Elspeth Conquers Death, doing its thing again. Making wolves. Big attack. Well, we will block and block. Down to 14. Another Yorion. All right. Wow, so many Elspeth Conquers Deaths. These Elspeth Conquers Deaths are keeping our opponent alive.
I'll try my luck elsewhere.
And it's going to get rid of the Lithoform Engine again. Boy, this is a never-ending pile of obnoxiousness, I will say. Well, extra turn. Wolf Willowhaven. Untap, draw land. Go to combat, hit Garrick, hit our opponent. Extra turn. Lithoform Engine. I'll go to combat, attack our opponent. Battle of Frost and Fire. Copy it. Sweep the board. Well, okay. The board is swept. If we weren't getting locked by this Elspeth Conquers Death, we actually could have done some really sweet things with those extra turn spells, but we're just constantly under an Elspeth Conquers Death. It never ends. It never stops. It never ends. Our opponents had so many of them. They've drawn 2, and they've Yarioned it like 40 times. Opponent plays a tap land. Being able to scry a bunch would be nice. Lithoform Engine living would be awesome. That's our dream. Then if we find an extra turn spell, we just win. Although, what, we're down 2? 3? Alright, we only got 1 left. We have put ourselves pretty far ahead on lands. Waking the Trolls Lithoform Engine would also be sweet. I mean, Scry 6 should find us something. Doom Foretold. We'll sack a Wolf Willowhaven. Draw land. Well, do some scrying. Come on. Well, 3 lands to the bottom. Do not want any of those. Oh, there we go. Land, Alred's Epiphany. Now we should be good. All right, we found the last one. Oh, no. No, we're not ending our turn. We're playing... Oh, no, we don't get it till next turn. That's awkward. Very awkward. Alright, sure. Opponent sacks the Doom Foretold. Oh, yeah, the scry happens too late. That does make that saga a little worse, doesn't it? Well, we'll see. We have the win on the top of our deck. Opponent makes some moves. Can they stop the Lithoform Engine is the real question. Land. And... Lithoform Engine is such a sweet card. I do love Lithoform Engine. Amiria's Call. Okay. Alright, so those don't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Storm's Wrath. Kill the Angels. Elrond's Epiphany. Discard Ramp. Discard Ramp. Copy Elrond's Epiphany. And that should do it. So now we get 2 turns in a row. Man, maybe Lithoform Engine Elrond's Epiphany is so good you don't need a sideboard. Play a land, untap. Opponent sees death coming and scoops it up. And, I mean, we went toe-to-toe with our opponent's Yorions there, with a million Elspeth Conqueror's deaths, and in the end we got there. Apparently we can grind. We can grind with the Yorions. All right, that was pretty sweet. That was super sweet. All right, more Memer Dreaming, more Troll Ramp, Weird Ramp. Well, we're gonna wake the trolls. That much seems certain. I mean, I guess we gotta draw another land, but in theory, this hand could be good. Ramp, sweep the board, double waking the trolls. Something like a Cultivate would be great. That's probably the thing we want to draw most, honestly, is just a way to put another land or 2 on the battlefield. Make sure we hit our land drops. Plains for our opponent. Well, it's a land. Alright. Well, Willful Haven go. Ooh. If our opponent's mono white, Storm's Wrath should be good. Or if they're Selesnya, should also be good. Well, Epiphany. Land on blue. Go. 1 land away from waking up, oh man, opponent's missing lands. Well, Maze Mind's Tome. Draw a card. Another Epiphany. Play the land past the turn. Oh boy. Oh boy, if we can hit a land. Opponent, land. Ooh, opponent's also ramping, interesting. Alright, we gotta scry for a land. Hopefully punish our opponent for missing their land drop. Whoa, 5 colors, okay. Boy, untap land is what we want here. Untap land. Not gonna crack the Fabled Passage because we want the highest chance of hitting a land. Scry. Not keeping Battle of Frost and Fire. Draw. Oh, Willful Haven. Alright, well. I mean, that works for next turn. Next turn, we can start doing things. We'll see. Opponent getting blue mana is a bit concerning. I don't know what our opponent's doing. That's a lot of colors. No Yorion. Opponent plays a land. And. Oh, cast something. Valky God of Lies. Sure. Is a whiff. And a Zika. Ooh, That's awkward. Alright, draw. Crack this. Well, this is very awkward. Now I think we have to Wrath. Rather than waking the trolls. Get a mountain. Wrath. Draw a card. Oh, maybe this is some sort of 5-color... This might be some sort of janky 5-color World Tree God deck. You know what's good against the World Tree? That would probably be waking the trolls. Opponent cracks. If we have a choice, we would like to waking the trolls first and then take extra turns, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not actually that far ahead on lands at the moment. We're actually not ahead on lands, period. Elspeth's Nightmare. Sure. Opponent. Belgate Recovery. Also sure. Well, Alrund's Epiphany. Extra turn. Alrund's Epiphany. Go attacking. Extra turn. Waking the trolls. Blow up a greed source. Go attacking. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent gets to take our second waking the trolls, I assume. Yeah. Oh, if we had drawn a little bit more mana, this would have been way more explosive. Opponent binding the old gods. Alright, staying alive. Ish. Opponent passes. Now we draw land. We'll play the land. Scale the heights. Go to combat. Attack. Savel. Maze Mind's Tome. Go. Oh, opponent taking up the sagas. Opponent needs something, though, where they're at risk of just dying here, honestly. So they get a forest. They exile our graveyard. Not relevant. Spinning Savel would be sweet. Pathway. Come on, just run that out on the backside. Hope that we whiff on Savel. Opponent. Kills Savel, sure. That's some tough mana costs. And foretells. Well, we will scry. Don't really want Woeful Haven. Yeah, let's scry. Really would like to get a way to finish off this game. Not a pathway. Alright, let's draw. More lands. Well, draw. More lands. Play the land, go to combat, attack. Opponent's down to 2, but they could have the extra turn spell hidden, and they do have the blue mana for it. Or foretold. Elder. Does that keep you alive? Well, I guess that technically would keep our opponent alive, based on what we have on the battlefield now. One to the top, draws 2. Opponent plays a land. Well, let's draw. Ooh. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, let's draw a card. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Gains 3. We will Battle of Frost and Fire. Play a land. Maze Mind's Dome. Go. Well, we got through the Gargaroth. I still am not super comfortable with where we're at here. We have our opponent low on life, but not dead. Alright, there's the bridge. And a swamp, and I assume Murderous Rider. Well, opponent's going to spin it to win it. Oh, they're not going to Murderous Rider. Interesting. Well, let's scry. Try on bottom. Draw. Scry 3. Well, draw a card. Lithoform Engine. Cultivate. Land. Foretell. Alright. Well, our opponent needs to, like, spin into Ugin, I think. And then maybe they have a shot. Alright. Just a solemn. Alright, opponent. You're going to need something really good here. Because next turn, we get to go off. We got the Lithoform Engine. We have the extra turn spell to copy. Opponent needs something spectacular. Or they're about to get memed. Dreamed and memed. Opponent. Thinking. We would like to close out the game because eventually this Prismatic Bridge is going to do something. We kind of dodged a bullet by our opponent hitting a Solemn. Alright, they have an Ugin from hand. Although our opponent's problem is that only gets colorless stuff. So opponent just hits our face. Alright. Well, I think we get to go off now. We untap, we draw. Yeah. Well, we will Alrund's Epiphany. Lithoform Engine it. Ooh, that's some turds. That is some turds. Draw some cards. Opponent wants no peace. Ugin not good enough. And, alright. Well, it's still working. It's still working. Unfortunately, we don't have a sideboard, so Ugin very much scares me, but his deck's kind of sweet. Imagine how sweet it would be with a sideboard. Oh. Alright, on to game 2. Opponent, 5-color Prismatic Bridge, I guess, versus no sideboard Saga Ramp. We'll keep this. This is fine. We got lots of ramp. We don't have a payoff yet, but ooh, that's kind of a payoff. Try 'em go. Opponent. Land and foretells. Well, play this on green. Wolf Willowhaven. Go. Valky is so bad against our deck. We have a single Savell. That's it. That's all. Ooh. Now let's Pathway on blue. Foretell, Maze Mind's Tome. Pass the turn. Oh, opponent needs lands. Our deck is playing a lot of lands. We got 27 lands. I don't know how many our opponent's got, but all right, opponent finds one. Scry land. To the... I mean, if it's top, it's got to be a land, right? All right, to the top. About it. Hits us. Sure. Down to 18. Foretells. Well, we untap. Pathway on... Actually, let's play this one on blue. Pathway on blue. Wow. You know what? Let's be a little greedy. Let's play Lithoform Engine. Lithoform Engine is so much fun that it's hard to pass up. Like, double Cultivate next turn would be spectacular. We did see Binding of the Old Gods, so if our opponent has untapped land Binding, they can get rid of it. But if they don't, the next turn should be sweet. Opponent hits us. Do they keep a non-land on top? That is the greediest thing I've ever seen. About it. Agonizing Remorse. Okay. Battle of Frost and Fire down. Sure. That might be what they left on top. That's a card I could see. I could see being good enough to keep. Well, land to the bottom. Pathway on red. Cultivate. Lithoform it. Double Trouble. Man, Lithoform Engine is so sweet when it's on the battlefield. Snow-covered forest, snow-covered island. Number 2. Snow-covered mountain, snow-covered island. And, yeah, pass the turn. And then next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn, we have enough mana that we can double this Alrund's Epiphany, and that probably just does it if our opponent can't stop it. About it. Boy, Lithoform Engine's so sweet. Plays a land. Oh no, not Binding. Aw, opponent. Alright, alright, alright. Well, now we're going to have to kill you. We wanted to do fun things, opponent, but instead, we're going to have to dish out a bit of punishment, I think. So, Waking the Trolls. Blow up your white source. Oh my god, that's black? That looks so white! That's the whitest looking black source I've ever seen. Okay. Land. Wolf Willow Haven. Go. Oh, alright. No more bindings. No more bindings. If we get to untap with Waking the Trolls, we take the extra turn to finish it off, and that should be good. Opponent. Tap land. Yeah, they're having all kinds of mana troubles. I'm assuming these are blue cards, but they just do not have the mana. Opponent. Passing. Hitting. Sure. Down to 12. It's about to change, though. Elspeth's Nightmare. That is acceptable. Draw a card. Untap, draw. Get a land. Alrund's Epiphany. The post gives it up. Maybe this deck is so sweet it doesn't need a sideboard. We are kind of just like crushing people. Maybe it's just a good one. This deck's also really fun to play. Like, Lithoform Engine extra turn spells. I know people get burnt out on, like, Nexus, but boy, that is pretty sweet. Well, 2-0. 2-0. It might be a dream. Sweet. Alright. More memeing and dreaming. Ooh, we got Lithoform Engine. I kind of feel like I almost want another Lithoform Engine in this deck. Is it the right choice for winning? Maybe not, but is it the sweetest choice as far as, oh boy, here they come. Well, good thing we have a bunch of sweepers. Bad news is those sweepers, this has got to go green. Bad news is those sweepers don't necessarily kill Lovestruck Beast. We shall see. Opponent, Tapland hits us. Sure. And passes. Wolfville Haven's good. Play the... Well, let's just play an island. Play an island, Wolfville Haven. Ship the turn. Well, we got 2 Lithoform Engines. Maybe we don't want more Lithoform Engines. Although, being able to double up Battle of Frost and Fire is a way we can potentially kill big things. Opponent land hits us. Sure. Well, you know what? We're going to play this on red, and we're going to play Lithoform Engine and see what happens. Opponent Greg's Fabled Passage. Well, we haven't got Lovestruck Beasted yet. I don't know if this Lithoform Engine is going to do anything for a minute, but once it starts doing things, it should be sweet. Mountain. Attacks hits us. Sure. Passes again. Well, play the land on blue. Play Savell. And Foretell. Oh, Savell and Foretell. Could be a good poem about it. Land. I don't know how our opponent's not doing anything yet, but I am glad that they aren't. So let's Savell and copy the trigger. It's a cute little synergy. Land on green. Scale the heights. Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we are getting close to copying these big things, and our opponent's just not doing anything. We are Lithoform Engineing off. We don't want to make this bigger, because then it dies to Giant Killer. We would like to remain ungigantic. How do we want to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're a mana short from doing both. We could just spin this. You know what? Let's spin it to win it. Waking the Trolls. Blow up your white source. Pass the turn. Savell, our one Savell is going off. Opponent, more white mana. Fell in a retreat. Jaspera Sentinel goes attacking. Well, that is a land. Okay. Well, I guess we get one here, too. Take a Fabled Passage. This should be good. This might be game. Crack Fabled Passage. Grab an island. Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Grab a mountain. Alrund's Epiphany. Copy it. Yeah, we'll take a couple turns. Smack ya. Untap. make some trolls. A troll. Genesis Ultimatum. Copy it. Lithoform Engine is so... Oh my god, there's our lands. Lithoform Engine is so sweet. Well, 4 lands and... Waking the Troll Wolf Willowhaven. Blow up your white mana. We do have to make sure we don't die. Oh, go to combat. Attack with everything. Battle of Frost and Fire. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get so yelled at. I forgot that we had another extra turn there. Yeah, I forgot about that a little bit. Oh boy. Don't yell too hard, chat. Scry 3. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. Elrond's Epiphany. Scale the Heights. Alright, we're going to draw it. Land on blue. Elrond's Epiphany. Lithoform Engine. Well, our deck is so good, you can wrath your own board for no reason and still... and still win. Oh, I'm gonna get so yelled at. Oh, well, thankfully this Beamer Dream deck is so good that it can have no sideboard. You can Battle of Frost and Fire away your own board for literally no value at all, and still win easily. Maybe this deck's actually just good. Man, imagine if it also had a sideboard. Like, it seems good without a sideboard. Imagine if it also had a sideboard. It would probably be insane. Also, Lithoform Engine is just so amazing. I love Lithoform Engine. We really should play more Lithoform Engine decks. The only drawback is, because Lithoform Engine is so expensive, you kind of have to be a ramp deck. You can't really be Lithoform Engineing without being a ramp deck. Well, alright. Ramp, extra turn. I guess that's a plan. No sweepers, although we do have a ton in our deck. Well, try home go. Opponent. So we could use a Cultivate or something to get the mana for this Genesis Ultimatum. Mountain. Opponent. Floral Hedron. And we got a 1-drop. Another Sentinel. Well, we would like to find a sweeper. We do have 8 sweepers in this deck, which seems insane against what our opponent... Oh, boy. All right. Well, that's pretty good. Opponent finds their lands in a Redain. Well, play a Mountain. Wolf Willowhaven. Savell. Go. Yeah. Well, stuff's gonna get big. Opponent plays a land. Redain. That is obnoxious. Yeah. Opponent. Dranith Magistrate. Wow, they got taxing stuff for days, don't they? Sweeper. We have so many sweepers in this deck. The question is, can we find a sweeper? That is the question. We're going to have to find it fairly soon because our opponent's making a pretty big board. Yeah, Redain getting even bigger. Well, we will cultivate. Snow-covered island, snow-covered mountain. Play a land. Maze Mind's Tome. Yeah, I mean, our opponent might just have us here. We just could not hit a sweeper. And our opponent had turn, what, 3, 2? Showdown of this called? Something ridiculous. Clarion Spirit. Counters up the dorks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, backside of Redain. So opponents ran everything out. We have about 1 turn to draw a sweeper. Yeah, there's a big attack. Oh boy. Actually, that's even good against sweepers, isn't it? Yes, this might just be us dying. Wow, what an insane start for our opponent. Oh, scry. Yeah, there's a Storm's Wrath, but I'm not sure Storm's Wrath is helpful here. I don't think it's enough. So we get to Storm's Wrath. We kill a bunch of stuff, but not everything. Redain lives. Dranith Magistrate lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we will scry. If we have any chance, it's going to involve this Elrond's Epiphany down to 6. Opponent passes. Well, land. Elrond's Epiphany. Oh, it comes into... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We're getting absolutely owned by Redain. Yeah, all right, sure. Wow! Oh. So... I think that playing Snow-Covered Basics for no reason is incorrect in Standard. I think it's fine in Modern, because Redain is not a playable card in Modern. But, we arguably lost that game purely... I think that's the first time it's happened to me. But we arguably lost that game purely because we're playing Snow-Covered Lands. Like, if you just look at how that game played out, if we were not playing Snow-Covered Lands... I think we win. But we were playing Snow-Covered Lands, and that taxed our mana, so we couldn't play our stuff, and that was the game. That was the game. Opponent gets a forest. Well, play a Triome. Go. Opponent. I don't know if we want to foretell this because of that Dranith Magistrate. Lovestruck Beast. It's unfortunate. You know what? We're probably going to foretell it. We got the Battle of Frost and Fire, so we can sweep away a Dranith Magistrate, hopefully. The bad news is Lovestruck Beast is a 5/5, and this only does 4 damage. Opponent hits us. Down to 19. And... Ooh, Clarion Spirit. Does our opponent not have a land? Oh, they do have the land. All right. Well, Snow-Covered Island. Go. So we get to Wrath Away the board, minus maybe a Lovestruck Beast. Although I guess getting rid of the 1/1s might be helpful. Tap land. Opponent goes attacking. Doesn't play anything. Well, Snowgorn Mountain. Battle of Frost and Fire. Sweep the board. Pass the turn. Showdown of the Scalds. Little less scary on an empty board. Opponent, plains. Runs out of Giant Killer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So keep the mountain. Red. Red. This is red, so we got to put this on green. All right, play this. Extra turn. Untap. Battle of Frost and Fire. Mountain. Genesis Ultimatum. Loot. Oh my god, that's a lot of extra turn spells. Okay. Well, we have a plan. Go attacking. All right, opponent. Well, do your thing. Wow, Felidare Retreat? No Redain. Oh, this is wonderful. Innkeeper. Yeah. Sure. I mean, we just have so many Alrund's Epiphanies, I don't even know. I don't even know if anything we do really matters here. Opponent hits us. I mean, 4 of these in a row should win us the game, right? Wilfillow Haven, bottom. Maze Mind's Tome. Savell bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we kind of want to land. Scry. Oh, Lithoform. Too slow for the moment. Scry. Alright, keep the pathway. Draw the pathway. Land. Blue. Alrund's Epiphany number 2. Foretell. Go attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we'll just draw this turn. Cultivate. Thin the deck. Alrund's Epiphany. Number 3. Go attacking. Scry. Well, that's probably fine. Sure. Keep Scale the Heights. Untap. Scry. Pathway, bottom. Scale the Heights. Grow a bird. Alrund's Epiphany. Land on green. Go to combat. Attack. And, whoo! Oh, Shades of Nexus. Apparently playing 4 extra turn spells in a row is enough. Meh. Wow. I mean, going into this, we said this is probably one of the least janky Mimir Dream decks we played. At least it looked like it had a functional plan, even though it didn't have a sideboard, and even though it's playing weird cards. I was not expecting it just to kind of crush everyone, though. Sweet. Alright. More memeing and dreaming and no sideboarding and extra turning. Oh no, counterspells. I feel like counterspells are probably really good against our deck. I assume control is like our worst. Oh dear. It's the dragon deck. Alright, well. The question's going to be, do we resolve any Magic the Gathering cards? I assume this is a really hard matchup for us. Alright. Wilfillow Haven. Go. Opponent. How many of our beautiful spells would you like to counter, friend? Play a land. Wilfillow Haven. Cultivate. We're just going to try to ramp so much that our opponent's counters don't do anything. I think that's our new goal. If we can do enough ramping, then, maybe we can just overload the counters. Opponent. Island. Oh! Oh, it's Giants. Okay, that's better. Well, this is good. Alrund's Epiphany. It does make our Battle of Frost and Fires a little worse. Land on blue. Alrund's Epiphany. Go attacking. Scale the Heights. Grow a bird. Play a land on. Yeah, we'll go blue. Maze Mind's Tome. Maze Mind's Tome. Go attacking. Ooh, the awkward thing about this matchup is one of our sweepers is Battle of Frosted Fire, and that does nothing against giants. That's actually very awkward. And we can't even sideboard it out because we don't have a sideboard. Yeah, that's another drawback to not having a sideboard. Sometimes you have cards that are really bad and you can't take them out. Opponent gets and hits us. Yeah, we'll just bird jump. I don't really want to take 5 with a Quakebringer out. Hell no, Embercleave is nice. That would have been brutal. Well, let's draw a card. More ramp. Yeah, we'll scry once. Why not? Triome to the bottom. Untap draw. Ooh, 1. Okay. I'll go to combat. Do some attacking. Ooh, oh boy. Alright, Thraxi. Well, good and bad news. Bad news is we're getting beaten down. Good news is we do get to waking the trolls. Blow up a land. Draw a card. Whew, Fable Passage go. Our opponent is kind of killing us, though, very quickly. I'm a little concerned about... Oh, my... Oh, at a discount. Oh, jeez. That's cheating! That's cheating. I think this qualifies as cheating. You can't play Goldspan Dragon in your giant deck. It's not a giant! Hiss. Boo. That's like something Temur would do on Commander Clash. Like, I'm Moonfolk. Here's Kiki Jiki combo. Alright, well, we'll block. Well, I guess we block the biggest thing. Alright, this is bad. I think we're probably dead. We will scry. Maze Mind's Tome not going to get it done here. We need something better. Down to 8. Opponent plays a land, cracks it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Well, I guess we can just draw twice. Alright. Well, what are we looking for? Probably Elrond's Epiphany, honestly. Well, get back Fabled Passage. Thin the deck. We get 2 looks at it. I think it's got to be Elrond's Epiphany or bust. Draw a card. Not a great matchup for that. Well, that's something we talked about. Draw a card. Yeah, alright. Yeah, this is probably... this is probably going to be a problem. This is max punishment for not having a sideboard. What are the chances that we'd run into giants? Giants are not even... Like, Battle of Frost and Fire, sure, everyone plays Bone Crusher, so you're not going to be able to kill that. But what are the chances that we're playing this Saga deck built around Battle of Frost and Fire, and we run a literal giant tribal, which is not a deck that has done anything in Standard. Alright, we get to play first. Well, at least we have a Wrath that can kill giants. Some of them. Forest Go. Well, Snow-Covered Island. Maze Mind Stone. Go. opponent. Passes the turn. Well, Fable Passage. We'll just... Yeah, we'll just draw. We could have cultivated. I kind of like drawing cards, though. We're not really... We don't have any finishers to ramp into at the moment anyway. There's Bone Crusher. I'll crack this. Red, red. Blue. We'll get red here. So we need 3 blue, 2 green, 2 red if we draw Genesis Ultimatum, which should be fine with Cultivate coming down. Opponent. Crushy Crusher 10. Well, draw a card. It's a Triume. And a Fabled Passage. Well, Fabled Passage. Crack it. So many lands, so many lands. Snow-covered island. Cultivate. Snow-covered forest. Snow-covered island. Well, we got lands. I will give our deck that. We are not going to be mana screwed. Unfortunately, we don't got much else. We're kind of hoping our opponent plays something else. I don't really want to just Stormrest Bone Crusher. We don't have much removal, and even less against Giants, where Battle of Frost and Fire doesn't do anything. So we kind of need to make the removal we do have actually count. We might scry, though. Opponent gets and hits us. We'll see. Down to 14. Alright, we will not scry. We will just untap, draw. Snow-covered mountain, Storm's Wrath. Giants 1 and 2 down past the turn. Alright, big finishers. We got the mana, we need things to do with them. Genesis Ultimatums, Trolls, Elrod's Epiphany. Any of our big stuff. Any of our big stuff, please. Glimpse of the Cosmos. Ugh, more lands. Ooh. Lithoform Engine, sweet. Play Lithoform Engine. Fabled Passage. Crack it. Copy it. Snow-covered forest. Snow-covered mountain. Well, we've gotten almost every land out of our deck. So we just need to find action. That's it. Just action. That's all, that's all, that's all. Invasion of the Giants. Sure. I mean, we have enough mana that if we can find any of our big stuff, we can not only cast it, but I think we can copy it with Lithoform Engine, which is absurd. Like, that is the best place for our deck to be. Draw a card. We should stop drawing lands, just because we've gotten so many out of our deck. Battle of Frost and Fire, Triume. Well, you know what? Battle of Frost and Fire is not great, but it does let us scry a bunch and eventually maybe loot away land, so it's just not going to do anything against our opponent's deck because our opponent's deck's giant, so it's not going to be a good sweeper because it specifically hits non-giant creatures. Yeah, there's another Crushy Crusher 10. We can gain 4 with Maze Mind's Tome, which is good. Opponent, go do some ramping. Hit us a bit. Sure. Down to 10. Alright. Non-dragon. Cheating. Cheating. I still think it's cheating. Opponent hits us. Gets a token. Oh, they probably have a counter too. Well, untap. Cultivate. Not helpful. Scry 6. Well, keep Genesis Ultimatum. scry some more. Keep waking the trolls. Storm's Wrath. Alright, opponent's going to counter, but this means we get to copy the Storm's Wrath first. Sure. Play Pathway on blue. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to ramp into a giant. Well, the question's going to be how many counters do they have? Next turn could be a really good turn for us. All right, Tectonic Giant, sure. Opponents passing. Well, cycle a Triome. Untap draw. Trigger, trigger. Genesis Ultimatum. Do some looting. Opponent's going to counter, so we need to Lithoform Engine, copy it. So we're only going to get one Genesis Ultimatum. Alright. Discard a Triome. Discard a Cultivate. Pathway on red. How many cards do we have? 26? Oh, this isn't good. Well, alright. Foretell. Pass the turn. We could just be dead here, though. If our opponent has another cheaty Goldspan Dragon, opponent combat. Attacks. This Lithoform Engine has allowed us to play through counters pretty impressively. Well, scry, gain life. Keep Epiphany. Opponent hits Disdainful Stroke and Quakebringer. Takes Disdainful Stroke. Now we'll see if they have multiple counters, then they can beat us here. One counter's fine because we have Lithoform Engine. Well, we're gonna scry. We need the life. Keep it on top. Untap. Pathway on, I guess, red. Alrund's Epiphany. Now, copy it. All right, so one of them resolves, one of them gets countered. We get to Wolf Willowhaven. Draw a card. Foretell. Untap. Alrund's Epiphany. Copy it. Yes, yes, okay. Draw a card. Maze Mind's Tome. Draw a card. I think we got it. Go to combat. Hit ya. Kills a bird, sure. Kills a bird, sure. Oh, opponent. That was a good attempt. But, waking the trolls. Copy it. Woo! And opponent has had enough. They see the trolling coming, and they scoop it up. And even with one of our Wraths being essentially a dead card, boy, you know what's sweet? Lithoform Engine and extra turn spells. Obviously, this build needs a sideboard, and it could be a little bit tweaked, but wow, that is a powerful synergy. Like, if our opponent doesn't have a counter, it's great because then we get 2 turns in a row. If they do have a counter, as we saw in that game, we were able to still do our thing through our opponent's endless counter magic because we were able to use Lithoform Engine to copy it with the counter spell in the stack, which was huge. Alright, sure. No Lithoform Engine, but... oh boy, oh boy. Battle of Frost just makes me sad in this matchup. It is not the kind of card we want to be drawing. Opponent, Invasion of the Giants. 2 to the top. Storm's Wrath isn't bad. Pathway on blue. Foretell. Go. Opponents. Tuzes. I mean, we do gotta basically just cast things and hope. Opponent reveals a Quakebringer. Sure. Land. Foretells. Oh, pathway on red. Cultivate. Blue and green. Alright. I mean, we're getting our ramp going, so at least we can hopefully punish our opponent if they do tap out at some point. We'll see. This is probably a counter spell. There's a Quakebringer. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, Storm's Wrath. Fabled Passage. Go. Well, if our opponent taps out, we get to go on a little extra turn spree. If they don't tap out, then we can start casting Waking the Trolls and just... oh my god. Are they foretelling? Okay. Crack Fabled Passage. I like where this is. Are we going to win this matchup? This seems so bad because our stuff is bad against Giants, but Elrond's Epiphany. They have a dispute? How many counter... oh my god. Alright, so opponent just has literally infinite counters. Opponent passes. Well, we will play a land. We will Battle of Frost and Fire. Opponent lets it go. Pass the turn. Oh, the counters! The counters. Opponent runs out a Brazen Borrower. Sure. Also not a giant. I have to say I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed with our giant playing opponent for not playing all giants in their deck. Well, bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably bottom. I don't even think the Waking the Trolls does anything here. Fabled Passage, Foretell. Pass the turn. Opponent taps. Many counters clearly in hand. Opponent draws the land so they can leave up multiple counters, gets and hits us. Yup. Tap out. Opponent refuses to tap out. Green. I guess it doesn't really matter. Sure. Untap. Maze Mind's Tome. Alrund's Epiphany. Countered. At least we get to loot. Yeah. I'll discard a land. Play a land on blue. Pass the turn. Opponent taps. Sitting on roughly infinite counters. Draws another land. Goes to combat. Attacks. Down to 9. This isn't Giants. Flavor fail, opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So another land doesn't do anything. Scraw. Actually, let's draw. Cultivate doesn't do much. Well, Waking the Trolls. Opponent counters. Opponent does not counter. Well, we will blow up one of your lands. Opponent floats mana. Opponent. Well, we will Wolf Willow Haven. Pass the turn. I mean, we're still in danger of just dying. Opponent hits us. Down to 6. That's not a high life total. Well, draw a upkeep stop, draw a card. More lands. Well, yeah, draw. Oh, another cultivate that doesn't do anything. Take a pathway. Oh, we're so close to being dead. We might actually just be dead. Well, let's Maze Mind's Tome draw. Waking the Trolls. Opponent counters. Savell. Opponent counters. Well, we will see. Pass the turn. Are we dead? Opponent hits us. Down to 3. Casts a Quakebringer. Well, that's a lot of trolls, but the Quakebringer means we don't gain life, so we have to hit Elrond's Epiphany right now. Well, Triome, cycle. And more lands. Oh. Well, that match had everything that our deck doesn't want to see in a really hilarious sort of way, where not only were they just mono counterspells, which is already really good against a deck that's like, oh, I'm going to play random 7-mana sorceries. So just playing every counterspell in existence, especially since it's Memor Dream, which means no sideboard, is already really good against our deck. Secondarily, they're also Giants, which invalidates half of the removal in our deck. Even though I don't know if they really count as Giants. I don't know. I don't know if you could just play a bunch of Brazen Barbers and Dragons and be considered Giants, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I guess this isn't the time we get 6 wins in a row on Memor Dream. Close. All right. More Memor Dreaming, more trolling. Still no sideboards. Well, all right. Sure. I mean, hopefully we're not up against control, but in theory, ramp into 2 sweepers into Waking the Troll. Yeah, that seems good. Still a little bit not sure about Wolfwillow Haven. I don't know what would be better, though. Like, what would be a better option than Wolfwillow Haven? The problem with Wolfwillow Haven is it doesn't count towards waking the trolls, which is awkward. And as we learned last round, the problem with Battle of Frost and Fire is it doesn't kill giants. Aha. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that our sweeper... Ooh. That's a good sign that our sweepers might actually do something. Opponent. The only awkward part is we are going to need another color of mana. Opponent. Plains. Lovestruck Beast. Alright, there's an island. So play this on red. Wolfwillow Haven. Go. Not super happy about this Lovestruck Beast coming down and surviving our Storm's Wrath, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out eventually. Opponent. Mountain attacks. Lovestruck Beast draws a card. Sure. Well, land and Storm's Wrath. Ooh, yeah, that's the other problem with the Wraths in this deck, because they are not very good against Lovestruck Beast in specific. Opponent. Land. Do they have Showdown of the Scalds? Floral Hedron goes attacking. I'll play the land. Yeah, we're going to take our beats. Cultivate. Blue. Blue. Yeah, let's just go blue. Put an island into play. Foretell. Well, we shall see what our opponent has. Embercleave is the worst. Showdown of the Skull's also not good. We're trying to get ourselves in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Opponent hits us to 6. Yeah. What we need to be able to do is Lithoform Engine, copy Battle of Frost and Fire. Opponent passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I guess we have to Alrund's Epiphany. Take an extra turn. Play a land. Go to our extra turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another Alrund's Epiphany would be sweet. Mountain. Well, what's waking the trolls? Lovestruck Beast is a heck of a magic card. Good lord. Blow up the white source. Opponent cracks, gets a land. Another plains. Well, snow-covered mountain, go. Well, we're not literally dead on board. That's something. This game's a little bit disappointing because our opponent essentially just played a Lovestruck Beast, and that beat us. Opponent goes to combat attacks. Well, we will chump. Down to 5. Bone Crusher Giant. We need a top deck. We need a top deck. Cultivate is not a top deck that saves us. Well, alright. So we're seeing the downside of Battle in Frost and Fire, which actually might be... We might actually be seeing the reason that this deck is not as good as it looked over our first couple matches, which is... Battle of Frost and Fire does not kill Bone Crusher Giant, does not kill Lovestruck Beast, and if you look at Standard, Bone Crusher Giant, Lovestruck Beast are like the best cards in the format. Like, if we look at format staples, 46% of decks Bone Crusher Giant, and then 28% Lovestruck Beast. So one of our main, and it also doesn't kill Yorion, which is a little bit annoying. So yeah, one of our key removal spells, we really need to have Lithoform Engine to copy it, which takes 1,000,000 mana to actually make it into a hard sweeper. So that is a little obnoxious. You know what card would be insane if we had access to it? Would be Star of Extinction. If we had Star of Extinction to be one of our Wraths, oh man, that would be so good. But yeah, our Wraths are not as hard as we would like them to be in some matchups, which is actually what our problem has been the last 2 games. Like, our deck is still functioning well. Yeah, I guess we keep this. Not a great hand, but we can cycle the Triome, and Savell is sweet. Yeah, play us on green, go. Opponent. Fabled Passage passes. More lands. Well, Fabled Passage, go. I do like the one Savell for flavor purposes, because it is a legendary troll, so it is perfect for the troll theme. Vote it. Forest. Untaps. Just spare a Sentinel. Sure. Crack this. And we'll take Snow-Covered Mountain. About it. Land and passes. Well, Snow-Covered Island, Savell. Start getting our ramp going, hopefully. Clarion Spirit. And Mountain. And, well, against this draw, our sweeper would actually be sweet. Oh, hopefully it's not another Clarion Spirit. Then we're, ooh, alright. Well, we're really going to need to draw a sweeper then, and draw it soon. Even more lands. Well, Icy Manolith. Snow-Covered Mountain. Wolf Willow Haven. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still 2 turns away from spinning Savell. We need a Wrath. We need a Wrath. We don't really care which one at the moment, but we need it quickly. Oh my god. Clarion Spirit number 3. Oh boy. Either one. Battle of Frost and Fire, Storm's Wrath, either one, Magic Gods. Please, please, please. You can do it. Wow, they kill the Savell. Goes attacking. Alright, that is a Storm's Wrath. Snow-Covered Island, go. Alright, so we're not dead. Not dead yet. We overcame the fast start. Another Sentinel. Sure. Well, come on, big things. Big things, please. Cycle. More lands. Waking the Trolls. That's a big thing. Blow up green. Forest. Oh, opponent needs an answer. Opponent needs an answer. The Trolls are coming for him. We're way up on mana at the moment. About it. Uh-huh. Reading. Crying. Crying into their Saheeli's leaves. Roiling Vortex. Sure. Hits us. We get pinged. Let's just take a Triome. We have basics left. I mean, we'll take a Triome. That's fine. Take a Triome. Storm's Wrath. Land on blue. Wolf. All right. Well, can you kill Waking the Troll's opponent this turn? That's a green source. And the Despera Sentinel. Yes, that is acceptable. Well, we will make a few trolls. Play Maze Mindstone. Draw a card. And we're not gonna play. Not gonna play that post-trolling. Get in, hit ya. Pathway, red, go. Alright, opponent. You gotta have a really good turn. Down to 16. Draws a land. I don't think they can 12 us, though. And we might be able to 16 them. Innkeeper. Uh-huh. Cracks it. Our opponent's other problem... Well, I guess our best card is if they have a Lovestrike Beast, although you kind of think they would have cast it. Opponent's other problem is Roiling Vortex is symmetrical. Opponent does not have the answer. Cool. Well, our Wraths are really good if our opponent doesn't have the specific cards that are good against our Wraths, essentially. Alright. Ooh, green? No green. You know what? We're going to keep this, though. Oh, this hand is one of those hands where if we draw lands, it feels insane. We're a 27 land deck. We haven't really had too many mana screw problems. So we're just going to trust the math. Well, here's the Sentinel. Alright, Snow-Covered Island. Well, if we find a green source, we're in business. Would be nice to draw this turn. Edgewell Innkeeper. Makes a white. Dranith Magistrate. Well. Pathway on red, Maze Mindstone. Maze Mindstone is not the worst, because at least Maze Mindstone lets us scry for lands. Dranith Magistrate's not actually that big of a deal. It does mean we might not want to, like, foretell Elrond's Epiphany, but opponent plays a land. Showdown of the Scalds is probably what we're most scared of. Letting our opponent just refuel and grow a huge board. Felidar Retreat. Alright, well, let's scry. I don't think another red source helps us. Like, we do need lands, but we need a green source. Opponent hits us. Scry. Alright, there's the green source. Oh, scary. Very scary, but we got there. Alright, play a forest. Cultivate. Get a snow-covered island and a snow-covered mountain. Island into play. Well, let's see what our opponent can do. Fetch land would be a little annoying. Normal land is okay. Big things that draw cards, scary. About it. Wow, this hand has a lot of power if we get to it. Another Innkeeper. Oh, just a land. Okay. 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 Battle of Frost and Fire finally paying off. Scry with Maze Mind's Tome. We will keep a land. Draw it. Play it. Battle Frost and Fire. They are not giants. They are no longer alive. About it. Whew, another Felidar retreat. Well, we will scry a bit. Sweet mother. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Blue, blue. Red, red. Okay, okay. So we will play this. On blue. We will play Wolf Willowhaven. We will foretell. And also foretell. And pass the turn. Oh. Oh. Redane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's actually obnoxious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, opponent. Messing up all of our plans. Well, alright. Battle of Frost and Fire Part 2. Discard Cultivate. Get rid of Redane, which was being obnoxious. Play the land past the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need one more land to be able to copy. Alright, let's scry. Well, keep the Triome. I mean, we're going for the full value. Ooh, Waking the Trolls. Bottom, bottom. We'll keep Waking the Trolls. Lithoform Engine. Triome. Go. Alright, opponent. You need something good. Because things are going to get a little bit crazy next turn. Opponent. Tap land. Sure, sure, sure. But can you kill the Lithoform Engine? Apparently not. Alright, Battle Frost and Fire. Well, we will. Outward's Epiphany. And copy it. Take a couple turns. Man, maybe this deck is actually good against adventures. We will discard Genesis Ultimatum. Opponent GG's. I mean, we're going to take 6 turns in a row minimum. And we get the Fires to win. Maybe Lithoform Engine extra turns is actually like a legit strategy. It's kind of working. Well, I will say, we knew going into this that this was not the jankiest Meme or Dream deck of all time. I mean, it still doesn't have a sideboard, but we pretty convincingly went 4-1. Like, we did struggle with Izzet Giants, quote unquote, but even without a sideboard, which is a bit of a drawback in some matchups, we were still able to post a really solid record. So I could easily see how this deck could get 6 wins in a row. No doubt about it. I think that's definitely very realistic and very possible. I will say, the main deck is actually pretty solid feeling. I don't know what I would change, if anything. Like, I don't know. Lithoform Engine was sweet. I could see going up one more Lithoform Engine. I'm still a little bit skeptical on Wolf Willowhaven because it's not land ramp, but it's probably just necessary for curve purposes. So in general, I think I would mostly run the main deck back the same way, with one big exception, which is we saw a lot of Redanes. Redane is catching on. Redane is good against our deck, period, because we have a lot of things that are expensive, so it taxes them. But without a snow payoff, I don't think there's any reason to play Snowlands in Standard. So the easiest upgrade for the main deck, Snowlands become non-Snowlands. So that's step 1. I guess we can do that right now. So take out the snow-covered lands. There's just no upside. Like, obviously, if you were playing something that cares about snow, then you should play them 100%. But unlike in Modern, where there's not really any punishment because no one plays Redain, in Standard, a lot of decks play Redain, and randomly having your lands come into play tapped for no upside, not worth it. So that's the one change I would make. Otherwise, the deck felt pretty reasonable. Like, the deck just, it felt pretty reasonable and pretty fun. Maybe you can go up one more Lithoform Engine. Is Scale the Heights worth it? Could you up another Savell? I don't know. But the plan of, like, Lithoform Engine, Waking the Trolls, Alred's Epiphany, Genesis Ultimatum wasn't even that good. I guess it's fine because it's in our colors, but it's not even really that exciting. I also wonder, like, maybe Genesis Ultimatum, how about, like, Kiora Best to See God? Another really good option is, like, adding some MDFCs to the mana base, especially Seagate Restoration. Like, that's another huge payoff. That's another card draw spell. Maybe we don't even need Genesis Ultimatum in the deck, because we don't have that many permanents, really. Like, we have a few, but we're not that permanent heavy. So, I don't know, but I think the main deck felt good. The one thing I would say is, we probably need a reasonable sideboard for the deck. So, what would we play in the sideboard to make this deck complete? I think Mystic Dispute would be one. Like, Mystic Dispute feels like a really easy way to improve our matchup against those control decks. Remember, the one deck we lost to was the counterspell heavy giant quote-unquote Izzet deck. So that's one option. More Mystic Disputes, maybe like Negate or Disdainful Stroke. Another one is definitely Soul Seer or some other way to kill slightly bigger things. One of the issues we ran into, Battle of Frost and Fire doesn't get Bone Crusher, doesn't get Lovestruck Beast. That's a concern. So I think some Soul Seers could be good. Otherwise, I don't know, like Brazen Borrower, maybe something for rogues like Ox of Agonis. So I think just like typical good sideboard cards is where I would probably be heading with this deck. If you're worried about aggro, you can play like Red Cap Melee. So, oh my god. You can play Red Cap Melee if you can type Red Cap Melee, which is apparently not all that easy. Clothis is another good value card, which I also apparently can't type. So maybe like a couple of Clothis, Graveyard Hate, Life Gain, Brazen Borrower, I think could be in the conversation. Just a way to pressure Planeswalkers and bounce something. I don't know. I would probably play something like this in my sideboard if I was going to play the deck. Give or take, like depending on the meta and what you're up against. But I feel like this, man, I don't know about Red Cap Melee. It might be necessary for like mono red if we run into it. Might be better as another Soul Seer, but I think I'd play something like this. So we have answers to the counterspell decks, which was our big bugaboo. We have ways to kill Lovestruck Beast, Bone Crusher Giant, which was another concern. We got stuff against rogues, which you can play against, but would be insane against us because counterspells are really good against our deck. And then I think you got a pretty real deck. So I don't know. If you're looking for something different and fun, which is apparently also kind of competitive in Standard, yeah, maybe do some trolling. Maybe play some troll tribals, some troll ramp, because the deck went 4-1. It felt competitive. It's really fun to play. Lithoform Engine, I kind of forgot just like how amazingly fun this card is, and we should probably play more of it. So, that's been our meme or dream. I think that troll ramp definitely qualifies as a dream, even without the sideboard. And with the sideboard, who knows? Maybe it's a pretty legit deck. So anyway, that's been our meme or dream for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.